Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. Today's question was actually a really popular request. I even got a couple of people asking me to cover it months before Neon Dynasty was announced, and therefore before Ninjutsu was confirmed to be returning to Standard. The question is this. Amy attacks with a Youthful Knight. After it deals its combat damage, but before normal damage is dealt, Amy wants to use a ninjutsu ability to return the Youthful Knight to her hand and put a ninja into play, so that the ninja will be able to deal its damage in the normal strike combat damage step. Is this possible? Alright, so in order to answer this question, we're first going to need to remember a couple of facts about how First Strike works. Recall that anytime the game is going to move to a combat damage step, it's going to ask, is there any creatures involved that have First Strike or Double Strike? If the answer is yes, then all of those creatures are going to get their own special combat damage step where only they are going to be dealing damage. After that, there's another entirely separate combat damage step where all the other creatures and the creatures with double strike are going to get to deal their damage. The important thing to notice here is that there's two separate combat damage steps, and because they're two different steps, the normal game rules for timing and priority are going to govern how we move from one step to the next. In particular, we're not going to move into the normal strike combat damage step until after both players have gotten priority to cast spells or activate abilities. So that means that Amy definitely is going to have a window after the Youthful Knight has dealt its combat damage, but before the normal creatures deal their combat damage, for her to cast spells or, in this case, activate the ninjutsu ability. Now, with that being the case, let's take a look at ninjutsu, and we'll see that it asks you to return an attacking unblocked creature to its owner's hand. Notice that it doesn't say anything at all about whether the creature has dealt combat damage yet or not. So we're off to a good start. We're going to take one more look at a different rule where it defines exactly what an unblocked creature is. And we can see here that a creature that attacks unblocked is going to remain unblocked and therefore qualify as an unblocked creature up until the very end of the combat step. So that means that this trick is going to work out exactly the way that Amy wants it to. She's going to be able to wait until after her Youthful Knight deals its 2 damage, then ninjutsu in the Dokuchi Shadow Walker, and it's going to deal its 5 damage just like normal. While we're on the topic, I'd like to bring back up that rule where it defines what an attacking unblocked creature is and point out another couple of things that are going to help answer some other questions that I've gotten regarding how ninjas work. First of all, let's notice that a creature doesn't count as being unblocked until after the game action of declaring blockers has happened. That means that it's not going to be possible to attack with a creature and then, before blockers have been declared, return it to your hand as part of a ninjutsu ability. Unblocked means that someone had a chance to block and then they didn't. Finally, if you take a look at that last sentence, you can see another thing that some people have been asking about. It is not possible to build your own unblocked creature by using a removal spell against blocking creatures. Once a creature has been blocked, that means that it's a blocked creature, and that designation does not change even if all the creatures that were assigned to block that creature mysteriously vanish, no matter how thematic that might be for ninjas. But that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again tomorrow for another daily ruling, but until then, I hope you have a great day.